Yo, 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 good morning, my friends. Yosef, why are you not in the Zoom, man? You should be in the Zoom, not YouTube. You're not banned to the gulag. Come on, man. I was like, oh, is everybody sleeping in today? No, Yosef's in YouTube. But good morning, dude. Hope you're having a good day. I'm feeling good today, guys. I don't know about you, but I think we're gonna make some freaking money today. Like it's like it's popping, and we're gonna make some money. So if you're feeling it, put it out into the universe and say, hey, we're gonna make some money today. Onyx, welcome back, buddy. Good to see you. All right, let's get it going in here. We have consumer confidence at 10 o'clock. Let me pull up my FX book because I have a feeling that Forex Factory is missing something today. We have wholesale inventories at 8:30 in the morning for the dollar. We have S&P, the Schiller home price at 9. That'll move the market maybe, but not the actual currencies. So we have a handful of events today for the dollar, but nothing too crazy that I would really worry about. Good morning from Nairobi, Kenya. Peter from Kenya, welcome, my friends. Good to have you. Yeah, Onyx, we're gonna make some money today. Juan's down to make some money as well. So I guess you know what? I guess it's meant to be. We gotta make some money today. So all right. Well, without further ado, let's hop on into the charts. And yeah. Except I'm gonna put some music on real quick because I hate hearing myself talk. So I'm gonna put some music on in the background, so I don't have to hear myself. Yo, put that down. That is too loud. Let's see where we at. All right. All right, let's do it. We're good to go now. We got the money music on. I forgot you gotta have the money music on to make money. All right, guys. Taking a look at the Dixie. This is not the Dixie. Taking a look at the Dixie. Let's remove this shit. Remove drawings. Start fresh for the day. Yesterday had a nice rejection. Same area that we were talking about where we had this big rejection wick. And we're, again, we got to remember that when you have rejection wicks, it's a zone, not a price. So it doesn't have to fill the top wick. This area is just a rejection area. And we reached it, we rejected, nice bearish candlestick. So it looks a little weak here. The fact that we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 closing with a very strong bullish candlestick, and then the very next candlestick was a very strong bearish. There's a lot of selling pressure in this area. That's what that tells you. When you see it over here, big bearish candlestick, a lot of selling pressure in this area. So it's not going to be easy for buyers to push through. So with that being said, looking at the 4-hour bearish engulfing, we had a little bit of a retracement here. Not much. That tells you that sellers are really in play right now. Looking for sells on the Dixie. So ideally what you see, now it's a little early still, so it's kind of ranging right now, which is all right. But ideally what you see is you get a break of this low here and you get a nice continuation down. If the Dixie breaks back above this consolidation, because it is in a consolidation, so I can't ignore the fact that it still could push up, then change of bias. If we break through these highs, we're heading back up to highs. We're going to play buys on the dollar. But overall, I like the sells just because we see a lot of rejection up here. And we're already seeing this current daily have an upper wick, reject a little bit. So we should start rolling over, heading back down towards 104. So with that in mind, let's take a look at the equities. The S&P 500. So you're seeing a lot of exhaustion in this range at 4010. 4010, 4,000 mark. It's going to be a strong psychological level in general because it's 4,000. And so you're seeing rejection, rejection, rejection. Yesterday was a very big rejection and I'm closing weak. And so today, it looks like we're going to maintain a range right now, at least, because we have a lower wick at support and we're heading on up. So we're most likely going to reach 4010. So right now, S&P is ranging. And so playing off of that, there's really no clean trade in here. Not a huge fan of this range for the S&P. So I'm not going to trade the S&P. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ, see if there's anything better. NASDAQ's in the same range. Dow is in the same range as well. I'm not a huge fan of this range just because you have pretty heavy support here, but you also have some pretty decent exhaustion in the same area. So we're stuck in this consolidation that we've been stuck in before. And typically when you're in a consolidation that you've been stuck in before, you're going to see a week or so of consolidation in that same area. So today is not the day for equities, it seems like, unless we can break out of the range. I'm not looking to trade this chop here. There are better plays out there today, I'm sure of it. Taking a look at gold. Gold is looking spicy. We have this resistance at 1820. Clearly we had this, this resistance here, broke out, had some rejection on the back end here, and now we finally had this nice bearish close, retest, and now we're pushing down. So gold looks good for sells. However, you got to remember that this area here isn't the cleanest either. I remember trading this range and it just wasn't clean. So it's not going to be an easy trade, that's for sure, with gold. Last 4 hour left a nice wick below these lows. This current 4 hour has an upper wick starting to head down. So let's see if it could fill this wick and then potentially continue lower. 1 hour showing a lot of rejections to the upside here, a lot of upper wicks. So it's looking more likely than not that we come down to fill this wick and then potentially head lower. But there is a lot of support here as well, so I'm not looking to sell this either because there's no range. Clearly I'd be selling into support. So for gold, I can either get a break below, retest, and sell. Or if it just wants a range trade here, don't really know I'd want to trade the range, but an idea could be like, okay, we run through these highs, we're changing market characteristics for the day, create a higher low, and then we take buys, right? So that could be an idea for gold as well. Not ideal, because I don't really like trading ranges, but maybe it's something I'll keep an eye on, who knows. Oil's still stuck in this range here, but if we can get this breakout, it might be decent. So let's take a look at oil real quick. So we do have a breakout happening right now. We've been creating these higher lows, a lot of exhaustion wicks, rejection wicks to the downside, so sellers are getting exhausted. Buyers are now breaking through this trend line here, and we seem to be ramping up, so oil could get some legs in it. However, you are running into an area where, I mean, look at all of this exhaustion. You have a lot of rejection to the upside, the downside, exhaustion here. So you're buying into just, that's why I haven't been trading oil lately, because it's just choppy and a lot of rejection. So still on my shit list for now. GG pump incoming. GG pump's already happening, brother. It's already happening. It's been happening since London Open. So, yeah, GJ pump is already going on. So let's take a look. Speaking of GJ, we're going to take a look at currencies now. There's no way I'd be buying GJ now. I mean, it's just tough, right? Because it's already, if you look at the daily range the last 30 days, and it's important that when you're looking for plays during the day, you look at what's the typical, average range of a pair, right? Or a currency or whatever it is. In the last 3 days, it's been about the same, right? It's been 180, 170, and now we're already up 160 almost. So the range on GJ has already, it's already pretty high. But looking at where we're at, we are sitting above all of this support here, which is very interesting on the daily chart. Last 4 hour, very, very strong. Current 4 hour has a very, very tiny bottom wick. So buyers are clearly in control here. And I think we have a lot of potential to head on up towards this 167 even area. That's where my target is going to be for pound yen. Current hourly, yeah, dude, even looking at the hourly, it looks like you can get another leg up. You have this bearish close, bullish breakout. Last hourly had a bearish close but a rejection of this breakout. Current hourly finding some rejection here, so I think you can get another pump up, to be honest. These are just not my favorite plays because we have already run so far. But honestly, yeah, 15-minute looks nice for another pump. Finding support at that breakout. Maybe I'll play this, but it's going to be for more of a scalp. I'm not really much of a scalper, but this is definitely not a trade that I'd look for an intraday swing because it doesn't have... It has range, but it's already moved so much for the day that I'm not sure how much really more it can go. 166.844. Oh, yeah, it's right in the same... That's right here, same range that I'm looking at. Clearly, it definitely can get there today. Very, very unlikely. Very unlikely it gets there today. But if you're looking to swing this into maybe tomorrow or the next day, I think it's possible. But not looking to swing that today because it's already, my stop loss is clear. It would be right, right here. But, I could go for it. The strength is there. The buyers are there. I might consider that. Maybe on a 15-minute close, like a bullish engulfing. Maybe I'll consider it, but it's tough. It's tough just because I just don't like trading just extended price action like this to where, we have this. If you look at the volume profile and you look at this move here, the low volume node here, it's just usually price comes back down to fill those low volume nodes and then we continue up. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen right now. It doesn't have to happen right now. I'm just saying I don't like to buy when there's low volume nodes like this because that means, well, if you want to get technical here with some concepts, that means there's some imbalance in the price there. So, it's technically looking nice for longs there, but I probably won't join you there, but I wouldn't blame you if you took it. A close above 512 would be nice. Yeah, that would be nice. Please, how do I get in the Zoom? Go to vanttradingforex.com and sign up for the Zoom. It's for the students only. GU, taking a look at the daily on GU. Bullish engulfing from yesterday. Today, wicked down, retested that bullish breakout, and now we're pushing higher. The only problem is if you didn't get in during London session, we're already running into some resistance here. We're already running into this lower high point. So, not sure if it has much range to it left. So, not a huge fan of GU buys, but sells could potentially be in play if we can get the dollar to start pumping. So we'll see. Just curious what indicators you use. I don't really use any indicators, but I guess I clearly do. But VWAPs, this blue line's VWAP, and then this is a custom coded volume profile. Yeah. Yeah. So GU, we'll see. I just need to see the dollar. The problem is I was looking for a bearish dollar, so GU is not ideal for sells. So unless I can see a dollar breakout through this range of 104.850, then I'm not going to take GU sells. It doesn't make sense. Pound AUD, bullish close, bullish engulfing, very massive bullish close. And now we're pushing above the daily point of control here. And we're pushing above this previous rejection point on this lower high. So GA is on a clear active sequence to the breakout. William in the chat. Good morning, brother. Happy to have you here. So clearly breaking through these highs. So let's draw a line through there and take a look at lower time frames to see. Actually, let's draw a zone because the wick is going to be important to analyze here, the wick area. So let's take a look at lower time frames, see what we got going on here. Yeah, so I mean, if you look at the hourly chart's basing right above this breakout here, which is a good sign for the pound. So if you're looking for pound yen breakouts, great. You know, you're pound strong, pound USD breakout, pound strong. Usually going to break the top again? Yeah, very well could. I think it will. I honestly think it will. I'm not going to be joining you on that just because that's too extended for my taste, but I think it's a decent trade and I think it will. Pound AUD though, I'm actually looking for longs here because we're wedging, getting very tight on top of this support. And this is something I look at all the time is when you're trading breakouts through these descending highs here, then the main areas you want to keep an eye on and trade against are the points of interest, you know, the points of intersection here. And now that we're sitting on top of this previous lower high point, we've now officially broken structure because now that we broke this high, it's an official break of structure. And so now we can assume that we're going to be playing longs on pound AUD. Even if this thing starts dumping, I'm playing long still because it's just dumping on the higher time frame to create a higher low off of a Fibonacci retracement because we just broke structure. But regardless, it's looking nice for a long breakout. So I might consider taking longs here. Although it's kind of the same play as pound yen to where I don't really like trading these extended moves, especially when we have an imbalance in price with this low volume node here. So keeps me a little hesitant on that play. Euro JPY, is it still in the range? No, it's not. It's breaking out. So let's take a look. It's on an active breakout right now. It seems like there's a lot of plays that are just on active breakouts right now for currencies. But the annoying part is if you've been around Forex for a while, January to March, January to April is like the London session, you know, time to shine. It's when all the moves happen in London session, which is why I tell everybody that Asian session plays are the best plays for New York session traders, January to April-ish. And then when you hit like summer to fall is when New York really shines, you know, maybe into end of spring, and then New York starts taking over, and then London's consolidated. So you have your phases throughout the year with sessions. Now, it's not to say you don't get trades during New York session. It's just you get those breakout plays during London session usually, so you got to then learn how to trade the New York session. So Euro JPY again. I'm not really sure I want to take any of these trades. I mean, if so, pound AUD looks the same as Euro JPY as pound yen. So if any of these can get a retracement, I'll definitely look for longs for a continuation up. So I'm going to add alerts because that's then my cup of tea, where I'm okay and I'm comfortable taking longs. So let's see, add alert. Add alerts. Pound AD. 80 JPY. 80 JPY. It's too choppy in here. 80 USD. If the dollar starts rolling over as expected, AUD USD can be very, very decent longs. We're creating these higher lows, a lot of exhaustion to the downside. This is also an area that we've seen a lot of support before, a lot of exhaustion back here in January, beginning of January. And so we're finding that same rejection. And so we're basing here. So if the dollar rolls over as expected, then you're going to get a nice breakout and fill this range. So with AUD USD, do I want to front run that breakout? Definitely not, because the dollar could easily go up just as much as it can go down because we're just consolidating. But for AUD USD, if we can get like a breakthrough highs, maybe a retest, then I'll look for a run to fill this move back up towards like 67.8. But that won't happen until later in the day, most likely. AUD CAD. Potentially a nice higher low, bullish engulfing. What I like with this one is you have a breakthrough lows, grabs liquidity, bullish engulfing, came back down to retest that liquidity grab, left some exhaustion there, and now we're potentially breaking higher with the bullish engulfing. 4-hour chart looks really nice for buys for AUD CAD, and that would go in line with AUD USD longs as well. So going to keep that in mind. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta help with the baby real quick. 1 second. Sorry, guys. My wife is pregnant, so she's due any week now, so I had to help her with the baby for a second. Cool. Yeah, let's continue on with this. AUD USD's looking nice. AUD CAD's looking nice. Looking very similar. Not going to take them both because they trade very, very similar, but regardless, I'm liking the setups. So hopefully we see a weak dollar. That'll give us those decent plays. New Zealand USD is looking very nice for longs as well. Finding these higher lows. Exhaustion here. So I'm not going to buy here clearly. But if we can get a break through these highs, maybe a retest, and then boom, clean traffic to the upside. So it could very well just continue in this range, which is why I'm not front running any of these. Sometimes I'd front run moves, but we've seen some consolidation in this same area before. So I don't want to front run something that's been in a previous consolidated area, right? Euro USD. Honestly, I like longs. It's changing market characteristics here, creating higher lows, now higher highs. So really, across the board, we want to see the dollar pull back here. That we want to see the dollar break through these lows and start rolling over. If we look at Euro USD, broke through these highs. Last 4-hour candle, bullish engulfing. Left a wick above these highs here. So can we get, does that mean that we can keep these buyers coming in to continue higher, or is that just exhaustion where we start rolling over? We'll have to figure, well, I guess we'll have to see. Going to be watching these higher lows for Euro USD. I wouldn't consider sells until we broke below these lows. If we can break below these lows, sells are clean to 1.054. If we can start running through these highs here, then I think we can get a run towards 1.0600. USD CAD. Sells again on USD CAD looks nice. You have a break of this trend line here. You have these higher, these lower highs, exhaustion, and now we're creating again these lower highs. Doji, we've had this grind in price action on the way up and a big sell-off. Now so we're tracing a little bit, so we'll see where it closes. But if we get a nice close on the 4-hour, we're getting a strong continuation down on the Dixie. Meanwhile, you have USD JPY breaking out. Don't mind USD JPY while all the other US dollar pairs are weak. USD JPY running into some exhaustion here, some previous rejection point. So is this, got to ask yourself then, is this a run of liquidity to then start pushing lower? If we close back below 136.543, 80% of the time, retest sells all day long. So that's something I'll keep in mind if we can continue with the weaker dollar as we start getting closer into 8 o'clock. But yeah, we'll see. Using the CAD, too choppy. Euro GBP. Euro GBP actually looks really good for sells here. But that's because the pound's really strong. The problem is the pound's really strong. But if Euro starts picking up, like Euro JPY is strong, Euro USD is kind of consolidated. But if the dollar starts rolling over, Euro is going to be strong, and then Euro GBP will just consolidate. So you got to remember that when you're trading pairs, it's not just you're trading that pair. You're trading, well, what's all of the other currencies doing within, like you got to think. Euro GBP, you got to think, what's the Euro doing? What's the pound doing, right? Pound, extremely strong, right? Pound JPY, pound USD, pound AUD, Euro. Euro USD is consolidated. Euro JPY is very strong. So if the dollar starts rolling over, Euro USD is going to be strong. So the Euro will be strong. The pound will be strong. So Euro GBP will most likely just consolidate. So something to keep in mind. You check on crypto, please. I don't trade crypto, and I don't want to. I mean, if you give me something to look at, I can look at it for you real quick. but I'm not just going to go through a bunch of different cryptocurrencies because I don't trade crypto. But yes, that's my analysis for the day. Again, it's just all kind of riding on if the dollar can roll over or not. Ideally, we see it roll over, but it is at support, so we'll see. Yeah, again, guys, so it's going to be the problem with, not the problem, but the thing with New York session right now, like I said, is patience is a virtue, because the plays have been happening later towards 8:30, 9 o'clock as we get closer to NYSE Open, because the volume comes heavy in London session. New York session consolidated a little bit, and then once NYSE opens, you start getting some moves. So you got to be a little more patient and sit on your hands until maybe March, April, probably mid to end of March is when we start picking up some decent New York session moves. But yeah, that's it. Again, I'm gonna hop off with my Zoom peeps. So if you guys, thanks for hopping on. Don't forget, if you want to hop on Zoom with us, go check out vanttradingforex.com. Just trying to build a community of traders. And, anywhere I can help is also ideal. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for hopping on, everybody. It's been a pleasure, and I'm going to go trade on Zoom now. And I will see you again tomorrow morning. Have a great rest of your day. I'll be in Discord later, and safe trading.